welcome everybody.
Oh, there's a clicker here. The second one down goes to the next slide.
Okay, here we are. I'd first just like to congratulate everybody for, Megan, what have you done? There we go. Congratulations to everybody. Not a lot of people, as Steve said earlier, take an active participation in their financial betterment. You folks do, so congratulations. Let's get started. I don't have a lot of time, so just a broad strokes today. But what do we want to accomplish here? Why are you guys all here? You want to become real estate investors. That's why you're here. But before you can become real estate investors, remember this guy from last month? Kyle Green, great talk.
Rob, Rob, can you
Yeah.
hold the mic away from you so it
Oh, a little
doesn't
too loud?
snort? Yeah.
How's that? All right.
Yeah, treat it like an ice cream cone.
Okay, thank you. Wrong tone. So Kyle Green from last month introduced you to some financing options. Before you can be a real estate investor, you need to be able to finance that property. That's where a guy like Kyle Green comes into play. But before you're going to finance your deal, you need to find a deal. And that's where people like Randy and Steve and Sherry come into play. They help you find the deal. But before you go and find a deal, you're going to want to know something about what you're doing. That's where Randy and Steve come into play. They teach Canadians how to invest in real estate. Average, typical Canadians. Now we've got to be careful about averages, right? If you're sitting on a block of ice with a bare ass and your hair's on fire, on average you feel okay, right? But by average I mean people who don't have millions of dollars to invest in real estate. Typical Canadians. But before you want to get too deep into learning about how to invest in real estate, you're going to want to know that you have the money to do so. And again, that's where a mortgage broker can come into play. They can help take that equity out of your house so that you are able to invest in these deals. But what is missing in all of this? You're set up wonderfully with the people that you meet in this crowd, the people that Randy and Steve set you up with. But what is missing in all of this? Your mortgage. Your mortgage is one of the biggest investment opportunities of your life. And it is going to be your best friend. You guys are going to learn to love your mortgage. Your mortgage, the very thing that brought you peace and security by enabling you to buy a house, to raise your family, however, is also the very thing that threatens your peace and security. Mortgages are terribly expensive. They're killers. They take a whole bunch off your paycheck each and every month, and it's relentless. You know what else is expensive? Taxes. We Canadians pay over 50% of our income in taxes. Over half goes to the government in taxes of various forms. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I don't know if you guys can see this at the back. The bottom line there, physiological needs. Food, clothing, shelter. We Canadians pay more in taxes than we do in food, clothing, and shelter. Simple necessities of life. Pensions. This also threatens our financial security. Corporate pension plans, there's minimal participation in corporate pension plans. And defined benefit plans are giving way to defined contribution plans. This is to the benefit of your employer, not the employee. We all know what happened to Sears, underfunded by $270 million when that went down. This is a list of the top 5 companies by pension funding shortfall. And you know all these companies. Those red digits are the shortfall in their pensions. And those are in the millions, so you can add a few zeros to that. Canada Pension Plan, old age security, inadequate. They were designed in the 70s to provide some income assistance for seniors for about 4 or 5 years until they die. We are living a lot longer, folks. And it's simply inadequate, plus the tax and flyback. Meanwhile, we Canadians have 2 very pressing financial goals. One, we have this big, ugly, stinking mortgage. It's a killer. We want to get rid of it as fast as we can, but we also know that we need to start saving for our retirement. The problem is, well, firstly, the sequential approach. This is typically how we Canadians handle this. We take care of one and then we take care of the other. There's not enough money at the end of the month to take care of both. But the decision on which goal we tackle first is made for us, not by us. It's made for us because a mortgage payment is contractual. You have to make it, otherwise they come and put you in jail. The cops actually show up. No, they don't. But it's contractual. We have to make it. Saving for our retirement is not contractual. So, with the fact that there's too much month at the end of our money, we have to put our money towards the mortgage at the expense of saving for our retirement. And where does that lead us? What are our potential destinies here? Living on a small fixed income in our retirement? Being financially reliant on our children? That doesn't sound fun. Being forced to downsize, whether you want to or not. Sorry, you gotta get out. Being forced to sign up for reverse mortgage. Year on year, there's a 30% increase in signups for reverse mortgages. So you're working for the bank for 40, 45 years to buy your house off of the bank. You hit 65, don't have the cash flow, you gotta start selling the house back to the bank. Bank gets the house, your kids don't get the house. Or, what's the other potential destiny? Right? I mean, next time you're in Walmart or Costco, McDonald's, fast food, check it out. You'll see a lot of seniors working there because they want to? No, not because they want to. Nobody has our backs. We have to take care of ourselves. So how do we do that? We got to reduce our tax bill. We got to eliminate costly expenses as fast as we can. And we got to invest for our future as early and as often as possible. Now, considering the crowd here tonight, Megan and I have slightly different definitions of good debt and bad debt, but it's pretty much the same concept. I don't have to describe or go into detail about how there's two types of debt: non-deductible debt and deductible debt. This is how I classify good debt and bad debt. Non-deductible debt is bad debt. Good debt is deductible debt. Non-deductible debt is a destroyer of wealth. We know that. Thank you, Megan, you pointed that out. It's absolutely the case. Deductible debt is a creator of wealth. That's why we're here. I also probably don't have to go into too much detail about how if you got all this equity in your home, making the mortgage payment each and every month, your mortgage is going down, the value of your house is going up, you've got all this equity in your house, we're earning you 0%. How does that sound?
Gross.
Yeah, gross. What's even worse is it's negative return. There's the cost of inflation. Negative return. That should make you shiver with disgust and want to spit on the floor or something, right? That's terrible. What is the Smith maneuver? The Smith maneuver is a financial strategy which allows you to convert the non-deductible nature of your mortgage to the 100% deductible nature of an investment loan. Your tax bill is going to reduce, your non-deductible mortgage is going to disappear in record time, you're going to build an increasing, free and clear, non-regulated investment portfolio. This all starts now. This happens simultaneously. No new cash required from you. Something's wrong. I'm doing it. Anyway, boom, boom, boom. Used car salesman stuff there, right? Here's a traditional mortgage. We got a $400,000 loan that you and your spouse and God have promised to make payments on for 25 years until it's gone. 100% of that mortgage interest is non-deductible. It's terribly costly. What we need for the Smith maneuver is what's called a readvanceable mortgage, and Kyle Green introduced that to you folks last month. Remember him talking about it. It's the same mortgage in the blue there, but on the right-hand side we've got a line of credit. It's a secured line of credit. It's attached to the traditional loan portion, and the bank agrees to always have you owe them whatever they have originally lent you. So in this case, $400,000. So you've got a mortgage payment of $2,200 a month on this. $1,470 goes to interest. It's gone. Bye-bye. You'll never see any benefit from that money again. Some of it, however, goes to principal. $730 of that payment goes to principal. The new balance on that is $399,270. That's a $730 reduction. With this readvanceable mortgage, the bank says, we're going to lend that back to you. Nothing has changed from the first month when we extended you this $400,000 mortgage. we're still willing to have you owe us $400,000. So they let you borrow that back. What you do with that reborrowing is critical. What many Canadians with a readvanceable mortgage do, they pull that money out and they make Lexus payments on it. They go to dinner, vacation, they spend it because they don't know any better. And all that happens is they are paying down non-deductible debt and reborrowing non-deductible debt on an interest-only line of credit that they're going to have probably until the day they die. They're not doing themselves any favors. We are going to reborrow this money to invest each and every month. Reborrow to invest. Whatever principal gets reduced, we're going to reborrow it to invest until we've got a 100% tax-deductible $400,000 investment loan. Your debt stays constant. Thanks, Ray. One of the big challenges here is people say, oh, maintain my debt rather than pay it off. I don't know. But the whole thing about debt is that if it's non-deductible, get rid of it as fast as you can. If it's tax-deductible, why would you pay it off? If I can make 6, 7, 8% in the market and I'm only paying a real rate of 2.5% or 3% because of all the tax deductions, I'm going to make the spread in the market, absolutely. So we've completed the conversion of the mortgage, 100% deductible investment loan on the line of credit portion, free money from the government. We're going to take this annual refund and we're going to make an overpayment, prepayment against our mortgage. This is money that otherwise we would not have had. We're getting this tax refund, we're overpaying our mortgage. Because we're overpaying this mortgage, that mortgage goes away much quicker than otherwise. You're paying less in interest payments to the bank. We like that as well. Secondly, each and every month we're investing dollars that otherwise we wouldn't have had, simply by nature of reborrowing that principal reduction. Those tax refunds, when they're overpaying, going as an overpayment against the mortgage, we're also reborrowing them out and investing. So we're taking advantage of compound growth here. And compound growth is a very powerful thing. Who knows who this guy is? Shout it out. Oh, take it too long.
It's my fault.
That was like my grandpa's book.
Thank you.
Settle down. Albert Einstein. This is a true story, actually. He was once asked, what is the eighth wonder of the world? And I wrote it down so I don't mess it
Rule
up.
of 72.
What he said, quote unquote,
Trying
to the question of what is the eighth wonder of the world? Compound growth. No, wait, the Smith maneuver. No, hold on. Jeez. Compound growth, final answer. Compound growth is very, very powerful. Here's $0 invested monthly at 8% for 25 years. Need any help with this, guys? Right. Here's $500 invested each and every month at 8% for 25 years, over $450,000. I know which one I prefer. We're going to go through a quick example using numbers that the Smithman calculator punches out. $400,000 mortgage is the example we're using here. The mortgage rate of 4.5, $22.14 monthly payment, 25-year AM, 40% marginal tax rate for the homeowner. Because we're also tacking on a line of credit for the readvanceable mortgage, we need and reinvesting each and every month, we need two more variables. The line of credit rate is at 4.45, and the projected growth rate of the investments is 8%. Conventional method of paying this mortgage off over the course of 25 years. This person's going to enjoy precisely $0 in tax deductions. It's going to take 25 years to pay that mortgage out. Their investment portfolio value is going to be precisely $0 to 3 or 4 decimal points. Apologize for the quality. I had to take a photograph of, this is the current calculator that my dad did a number of years ago. We've inserted the variables there on the side. I don't know if it's probably tough to read back there, but $400,000 mortgage, all the same variables. You notice on the top left, we've got the top two.
On the top of that, on the top up that thing's that laser pointer, the very top button.
Right there. Thank you, Randy. We're going to reborrow the mortgage payment each and every month to invest. We're going to apply the tax savings on an annual basis against the mortgage and then reborrow that to invest. Here's the impact on your tax bill. After 25 years, you've earned $205,000 worth of tax deductions, leading at a 40% tax rate to $82,000 in tax refunds being sent to your mailbox by the government. Instead of 25 years, you're done in 22 years, that non-deductible mortgage. You've got an investment portfolio of $837,000, offset by the fact that you've got a $400,000 investment loan, because you maintain the debt. It means you're better off by $437,000 versus paying it off the conventional method. Quick question. How much new cash did this require for me to see that over $400,000 benefit that I wasn't already outlaying each and every month? Who said that?
I'll take that.
Zero. That's my point.
$0. That took $0 out of my pocket to gain that $400,000 advantage. Right here, we're going to apply what's called a debt swap. I've got $30,000 in mutual funds sitting there doing their thing. Well, once I refinance into that readvanceable mortgage to start to implement the Smith maneuver, I'm going to sell that $30,000 worth of investments. I'm going to get the cash. I'm going to make a prepayment against my mortgage. I'm going to re-borrow it because that line of credit limit increases dollar for dollar, whatever the non-deductible loan goes down. I re-borrow that $30,000 and I buy back the same bloody investments that I just sold a week ago, 7 days ago. I have still got invested $30,000, but I've immediately converted $30,000 worth of non-deductible debt to deductible debt. Now I'm looking at, wrong way. Now I'm looking at $258,000 of deductions, which leads to $103,000 in tax refunds. 19 years that non-deductible mortgage loan is gone. $1.1 million investment portfolio, offset by the $400,000 investment loan. I've got a net improvement to my net worth of $716,000. How much new cash did this?
$716,000.
1.1 minus 400, 716. Right? Who said that? Very good. Funny crowd tonight. So, still with the debt swap, you'll notice this has changed from $30,000 to $36,000. This calculator, and the one I'm redoing, has the ability to say, okay, well in 6 months' time, I know I'm having $6,000 shake loose from an investment that I can then use as a prepayment against my mortgage and get invested again. So in 6 months, on top of the $30,000 I did day one, I'm going to get, cheapers. I'm going to get a hold of that $6,000, do the debt swap. My deductions go up to $267,000, $106,000 in tax refunds. 18.5 years is when that mortgage is gone. My investment portfolio of $1.169, offset by the investment loan, $770,000 improvement to my net worth. Who is that?
Just like Oprah?
Okay, another accelerator, a cash flow diversion. See this right here? $500. I'm buying $500 a month in a mutual fund. Each and every month. Paycheck comes in, I have off $500, I buy a mutual fund. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that $500 I was going to invest anyways, prepay my mortgage each and every month, borrow it back once it becomes available on that line of credit, and then get it invested. So I'm making it work more than once. My deductions are $315. My tax refund's $126,000. 13.92 years is when my mortgage is gone. My investment portfolio of $1.7 million, offset by the $400,000 investment loan, is now net benefiting me by $1.3 million.
Zero.
Zero.
Who was it? Thought for a second it was the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay. The slide's been a little shaken around.
Didn't that just screw you up?
Yeah, I did. Thanks. I didn't need your help. This is the previous example. This is where my dad's calculator runs out of steam. The new calculator's going to have the ability to manipulate 3 other accelerators here, but that's what we were just looking at. The next accelerator, I call it the drip accelerator. A lot of people have investments which automatically reinvest dividends, monthly, quarterly, whatever they may be. But instead of having this investment automatically reinvest its dividends, we're going to ask for these dividends in cash, and we're going to get these dividends on a monthly basis, quarterly, whatever the case may be. And we're going to apply those dividends. They're going to be small at first. We're going to apply them as an overpayment. When it becomes available to pull it back out again, we're then going to buy extra units or shares in whatever investment that they were going to buy anyways. Tax treatment is the same, whether we reinvest automatically or take them in cash and then reinvest. Total tax refunds, 126, they go up to 134,000. We're rid of that mortgage in 11 years. We got a 1.729 portfolio value with a net improvement of 1.329. This is getting old. All right, climb the pump accelerator. You guys are going to like this one. This is one of the reasons you guys are here. What we've been talking about, this $400,000 mortgage, up until this point, we've kind of assumed the house is worth $500,000. We got 20% down, which means 80% loan to value, $400,000. The funds to invest with someone like reinvestors.
Yeah.
If this, if it's shameless self-promotion, if this is the only way we have of accessing money, it's going to take a bit of time because we're investing $730 a month, $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. We invest that, builds up to a significant amount. We can then have the money to say, here's a big chunk of cash that I want to go into a project with the reinvestors. The prime the pump, it says, well, what if your house actually appraises at $538,000 and you still only have that $400,000 non-deductible mortgage? Well, after I look at my down payment, my $100,000, the total loan that the bank is willing to give me is $430,000. But I only have $400,000 that I need to refinance. That means on the line of credit portion, the bank is willing to let me take out $30,000 the day that my mortgage goes through. Pull it out and invest it right off the bat. Here's the results with Prime the Pump Accelerator. Tax refunds from 134, they're up to 152. 10 years is how long it takes to get rid of the mortgage. $2 million portfolio value, $1.5 million net improvement to my family's wealth.
Zero.
Who said that?
Right here.
Oh, she's prettier than you are.
I have a longer hand. Longer arm.
Now, in all fairness, when someone primes the pump, we suggest that you're borrowing new money. You've got the opportunity after you refinance the house to take more money out and increase your borrowing. So ideally, you take this out of pocket. We don't want you borrowing more money because even if you can't afford it. So be wise with it. If you're going to borrow extra money, try to come up with a monthly incremental interest out of pocket. Not that you have to, but ideally you do. So you were only half right. I'll take half the book back. Cash flow down accelerator is the last one. This is extremely valuable for you folks, especially when combined with the prime the pump. Cash flow down. This applies to anybody with proprietorship. So you're selling pottery out of your garage, you've got a rental property, not incorporated. This is for proprietorship. But this is what most people with a rental property are doing. They're taking $2,000 from their renter each month, and they're promptly making the payments on that rental property. $2,000 in, $2,000 out, whether it be the mortgage, maintenance on the property, property taxes, whatever the case may be. they're making a very expensive mistake. What should they be doing? Revenue Canada does not care, since it's a proprietorship, what you do with the receipts. They don't care when you pay the expenses, with what money you pay the expenses. This money you receive is treated by the CRA exactly as it is your employment income. So instead, take the $2,000 in rental receipts, make a prepayment against your principal residence mortgage. That $2,000 is released again on the line of credit side, pull it out, and service the rental expenses. Make the mortgage payment. Maintain your property taxes, whatever the case may be. A monthly $2,000 prepayment against your mortgage, it's gone in a flash. So, cash flow down accelerated. What are the results? I've now got tax refunds totaling $168,000. 6.42 years, my non-deductible mortgage is eliminated. I've got a $2.074 million portfolio for a net improvement of $1.644 million.
Zero.
Okay, so here's a quick comparison of all the scenarios here. Conventional method doesn't look very good. The plain Jane Smith maneuver, we call it. Regular mortgage payment down, reborrow to invest. Annual tax refunds, overpay, reborrow that to invest as well. Deductions of 205, 22 years, $437,000 net improvement. We add in the debt swap of $30,000 that we looked at. Now we're up to $716,000. Debt swap, the additional $6,000. Now we're up to $769,000. Cash flow diversion, we add that on, $500 a month, $1.3 million. Plus the drip accelerator, $1.32 million. Plus prime the pump, $1.572 million. Plus the cash flow down, $1.64 million.
Woo! I like those numbers.
Apparently you're getting the reinvestors, so.
Yeah.
This is not a leveraging strategy. The leveraging occurred when you bought your house. Before you ever read the book, before you ever met me. You went to the bank and you said, I want a mortgage. And you leveraged up to here to buy that house. You've already got the debt. You then make a decision, hey, I heard about the Smith maneuver, do I want to do it or not? You're taking the existing debt you have and converting it. You're not increasing your debt at all. The only place you're increasing your debt is prime the pump, where you pull out any excess equity to invest with your investors or whatever the case may be. And that's optional. You don't have to do that. This is a one-time restructuring into a readvanceable mortgage so that you can effect this monthly reborrowing to invest, generate the tax deductions, prepay your mortgage, etc. No new cash is required from you, as we've seen. I've given away about $80 worth of books by now. Thank God I'm out of questions. On each table there's a newsletter sign-up sheet. If you just want to, if you're interested, please print very clearly so I can read your name and email address. There's a couple of tick boxes there. The book will be out early fall, as well as the re-engineered Smithman calculator. It's going to be much more usable than my dad's calculator. I'm bringing it into the 22nd century. 22nd century?
21st.
21st. My first screw up. It took me so long, I'm quite proud of myself. So fill that out. We're also going to set up an affiliate program. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars of mortgages in Canada, and every one of these Canadians needs to know that they have the ability to convert their mortgage. I can't do it on my own, so anyone who signs up to be an affiliate, spread the word, get a piece of any sales that may occur by referring friends or family, introducing them to the strategy. Smith Maneuver Certified Professional Accreditation course. This is for the financial professionals in the room. Real estate agents, mortgage brokers, investment advisors, notaries, accountants. There are a lot of people in Canada who are professing to put their clients into the Smith Maneuver, and it's not the Smith Maneuver. Either they don't know that they don't know what they're doing, or they don't care that they don't know what they're doing. But if you sign up, if you are looking to get your own home maneuvered, seek out one of these Smith Maneuver certified professional accreditations, accredited financial professionals. There's $1.2 million, $1.2 trillion worth of mortgages in Canada. Over that, all of these mortgages need to be converted. We need financial professionals who are trained and able to join in referral circles, referral networks of other financial professionals who have the ability to help their clients get into the Smith Maneuver by having them do it right and supporting them along the way. So on that sign-up sheet, if you are a financial professional and interested in hearing more about that, just let me know. Homeowners, who are you going to use to help reduce your tax bill? Eliminate your deductible mortgage very quickly and build up a large investment portfolio.
Smith Maneuver.
What is the certified professional?
Who said that?
I know.
Hey! Don't you already have a book?
No, I don't have a book, and I'm a mortgage broker, so I love them.
Where is it?
What?
More?
No. I'm missing a book. You can have this one.
Behind you. Rob.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
And lastly, and most importantly, procrastination is the enemy of your financial success. You guys know that, that's why you're here. Any financial professional will agree with me. You sit down, you hum and you haw, I don't want to go to that seminar, whatever the case may be, you're going to pay for it in the end. So take action and improve your wealth. Whether it's by the Smith Maneuver or not, learn, read, take action.
Can we get one more huge round of applause for this guy?
So we have a few extra minutes. Rob, can you stay for a few minutes after and answer some questions? We can just do that. It's probably easier. And Megan is back there. Can you stay back for a few extra minutes and ask questions if there is? Yeah? So we'll send both of you into that area over there. If you have questions for them, just crowd that area, walk them in, don't let them leave. That's how we'll do it.
Stampede. Oh my gosh, again.
Uh,
All right, I can yell. No worries. Show of hands who learned something today. Yeah, I know. My mind is like this. Show of hands who wants more. Guys, this is exactly why we do this on a monthly basis. Where's the clicker at? So next month is May 21st. It's the Tuesday. It's the third Tuesday, and it always is. It's always right here. And if you guys are really impatient, 3 days before that, we're hosting our weekend workshop. We're going to go through a lot of this. We're going to show you how you can use your equity again to, basically use the Smith Maneuver, and then accelerate that. How do you find deals here, and then how do you increase that investment and increase that portfolio? So if you have more questions, we're going to stick around too, I think.
yeah. And at the event, you might even have a few answers be zero, and we might be giving away a few more books as well. So if you're looking for a book, it might be a little bit expensive, but you can definitely come get one, that's for sure. So, I want to do this thing. So, we've got a quick question. We like to spotlight people who have taken interest and done things in real estate over the past month. So, has anybody here put an offer in on a property over the past month? A few people, right?
Oh, we have.
Yeah. Has anybody removed subjects on a property in the past month? Oh, 2, 3. Oh. Do you guys care to share what it was?
A duplex build and this design build we did and just sold one side.
Nice. Congratulations. Yourself? Nice. Congratulations. Where was that one at?
West Shore.
From the West Shore.
Randy, can you repeat what it was?
Oh, single family home with a duplex and a half a duplex. So, and then, Chris?
Yeah, so in the West Shore as well, in the Souk, and it was a 3-bedroom up, 2-bedroom down duplex.
Incredible. Can we get a round of applause for them?
Is that what you there?
Can you hear? Okay. I want to put something out really quick there. I mean, we work with a lot of people and we kind of pushed them to take action. And there was 3 people here that made offers, and I think 3 people removed subjects. So maybe there's some sort of correlation to that.
Yeah, and so Chris actually hopped on a call with us a few months ago and was chatting about some joint venture stuff and did some really cool things. I wish that mic was working so we could give it to him and just share.
It's working now-ish.
I can talk.
Yeah, if you just want to stand up and just share the experience. If there's a lot of people in here I bet can relate. You go through some sort of confidence issue, you get beat down, you don't know what's going on, and Chris came to us. He got some coaching calls, and we really walked him through some processes. And it's so freaking cool for us to watch somebody implement the action that we talk about and go out and crush it. So if you just want to share just quickly how you went through that joint venture process.
So we met our joint venture partners on a Keyspire forum back in October. So we met them there and had phone call discussions. But it took a while to build that relationship. That's what we're trying to do, is build a relationship. And with the coaching calls from you guys some tips and just ways of better showing yourself and better, how to not convince, but better build that relationship so you can actually be better partners. And how to show the deal better. To make it better opportunity for both. That's what we want, is win-win for both of us. So with the discussion we had with you guys, we're able to provide that win-win opportunity. After Zoom calls and phone calls and 4 months of building a relationship, they decided to go with us and work with us. And they're actually from Toronto, so they're buying a house out here with us from Toronto. They've never seen it, they've never been here. So they put our trust in us as JV partners to do the working partner, and I'm sure they'll teach you about that and stuff. So we're a working partners relationship, and awesome experience and awesome way to get to have someone put that kind of trust in you and buy a $600,000 house on a phone call and a Zoom call, right?
So proud of you guys. I think one of the keys there that you said, Chris, is that you're creating win-wins, right? A lot of people just don't understand where that win comes from, where that win-win comes from. Just like in 20 seconds or less, where's the wins on both sides?
Yeah, so obviously, they live in Toronto, they can't invest in Toronto because the prices are ridiculous. They had the money to invest, but they didn't know how and couldn't do it there. So for them, they're able to come out here, invest, build their wealth. I want to talk about Smith & Neuber, they build some more. They're able to build their wealth through real estate instead of mutual funds or anything else. And for us, obviously, we're putting our education to work. We're learning as we go, but we're putting education to work, and now we're going to benefit from that, obviously financially, but also just building that reward and that relationship with them as well.
Awesome, man. That's so.
We met them through a real estate investor forum. So much like the Facebook page that they're talking here, just that there's a national version of that. But obviously, a local one would be just as good, right? But just that was a national version of that Vancouver.
Yeah, Chris is a part of what's called Keyspire. For those of you that are interested, it's a training program that's came to town. It's what Steve and I did some training under, and I know Chris has done some of that as well. And it's really just unlocked a network of people for us that are interested in real estate investing. And that's basically the model we're trying to duplicate here, is creating a community and network of people where we can all work together and support each other in growing that. And I also want to give a shout out to his wife, Sari. I don't know where she is. Stand up, Sari. She just passed her real estate thing and partnered with the Great Employer Property Group. So they are also expanding their team to help serve their community, our community, and investors alike, all in this area. And it's so cool to see that somebody from our community is there supporting their community now. And it's just so freaking cool. And I know there's lots of other people in here who have been putting a lot of work. I know, Kevin, you've been putting in offers like crazy and just getting rejected left, right, and center. I feel bad for you, dude, but I know how it feels.
Just like high school, eh?
So I just wanted to share, guys, that I'm really proud of Chris. They went through a lot of adversity, and they've been through 6-7 months or something like that of looking for a property and a partner, and maybe even longer. And they just haven't given up. So those of you that are 2-3 months in and you're saying, oh, this is so difficult, where do I start, where do I go? It took us probably 7 months to get into our first property. Chris and Sarah are going on 7-8 months of trying to just find a partner and a property, and building relationships over 4 months to invest in a property, and we've had to do the same. So I just wanted that story to come out to say, like, hey, you guys aren't alone. Chris just came into this group, being part of it, and now he's absolutely crushing it, and they're doing some really cool stuff. So if you do have questions, feel free to ask Chris as well about how he's been able to do his partnership. It's super awesome.
So does that mean then we can access all the Keysfire contacts that you all have?
No, so it's a private group. That's why we invested crazy amounts of money to be a part of those kind of groups and get us around those kind of people. So unfortunately, everyone here wouldn't have access to that, but there are a ton of, I'll just open this up to you guys, there are a ton of Facebook groups out there of real estate investors across Canada. We're trying to be one of them, so I don't want to push you all away, but I'd love for you to join ours and theirs, because there are a lot of networks of people across Canada that are getting together on Facebook, and I encourage you to go on Facebook and just type in real estate investing groups. There's a bigger pockets down in the States. There's a lot of free resources out there that you can go to start finding partners and see where people are posting properties and things like that. So highly recommend it. So.
And for anybody else who does have a success story like that, we want to hear, because we want to know what's working right now to be able to share it with everybody else that's here. So we showed you that contact page at the beginning. Reach out to us and share either your struggles or what you're going through in terms of successes. So there's our numbers too if you want to get a hold of us. When I asked who learned something, I think every single person put up their hand who knows somebody who could use this information. Again, everybody's hands are going up. So we encourage you guys to spread the message, and that's why we're offering you guys a bit of a free draw, an exciting draw for our workshop piece that we're doing. So if you guys share our meetup, so we can really pack this room, we might need to bring in some like rafters or something in here. Yeah. But if you share it on Facebook, the May 21st event, and then what was the other piece of it? Share
You gotta rate us on Facebook.
Oh, and then rate us on Facebook. You guys are gonna go into a draw to win two free seats to the workshop. So please do that and help us just impact 1 million people's lives.
And we'll send that out in an email. So if you didn't register through Eventbrite and you didn't register through an iPad when you came in the door, make sure we get your email so that we can send it out to you. But we'll send that out in an email after this event to let you know how you can register to get free tickets for our workshop that we're going to run.
Are you cool to share the slides?
Some
of it? Summary?
Yeah, okay. I'll figure it out.
We're going to include on that just like a review of the slides from today, so make sure you guys put the email address in there so you guys get the most amount of value so you can review this so you don't forget it.
Cool.
I've got one more thing.
Uh-oh.
Is it a zero?
He's got one more thing. Oh.
Zero.
Let's try. Okay, this is the Smithman calculator. It's obviously on disk, so
What's that?
I know. That's why I'm updating the calculator. This is another copy of the book. This is a 25. Quit calling me a zero.
That's why I gave you a hug.
This is a $25 book. This is a $70 piece of software. Live auction. I'm going to match any winning bid. So we're starting at $50 for the combo, and it's going to the kids. All the money goes to the kids.
Oh,
Kids
dude,
sport.
that's
Nice.
sick.
Nice.
So $50. $50.
$50. Oh,
Do I have
shit,
1,000? No. $60.
I'll do $60.
$60? 70? 70?
Oh,
$80?
dude, this is so freaking
That's
cool.
$100 worth of stuff here.
Oh,
It's
100?
100? We got $100.
Dude.
110.
110?
110. 140. Come on. Oh.
Yeah.
140. 150. Let's make it an even 150. For the kids,
I'll do 150.
150.
Oh, jeez.
Sold 150.
Yeah!
It's freaking making me emotional.
Oh, I know, man.
Thanks so much, bro. That's so like, oh, it's crazy how $150 makes us.
300, he's maxing.
Oh, 300, right? 300.
I never said it, man.
Steve and I have a few of these books ourselves, and we wanted to give them out to somebody who was absolutely dire needed for the book. So I want to give one to the lady back there that just made an offer for the whole package there. So do you want your book? Yeah, you. So I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am Rob's
That's so cool. You guys are incredible. And I got one last book here if somebody's absolutely in dire. I'm going to give it to my boy Mohib over here, who's been, these guys are new to our community. They just started showing up 2 months ago and have absolutely poured so much love into this community from the people here and into me. So I really appreciate it. I spent some time with these guys, so I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much, guys. I know we're a few minutes late. We apologize. We always try and end keep 3 minutes late isn't too bad. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to us. Let's hop on a call. We'd love to support you. And yeah, I think that's it.
If you have more money you want to give us, by all means, we'll donate it.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Rob. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
That was really special. We'll just go straight to kids sport. That's the easiest thing to do. I mean, I don't know. If you want the tax receipt off, we'll go to kids sport Victoria. If not, then you can give it to us and we'll just add it to our normal contribution. Yeah. So that's cool. That's pretty cool. What's that? Oh, for the book, I gotcha. That sounds good, man.
I heard all about how you win free tickets to this weekend. You can help me out by it.
I haven't figured that part out yet.
You guys are going to teach us next year.
Hi, buddy. I love that. Thanks, Matthew. That's really special. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'll just give you the card. Yeah, so it's just I thought it was going to be but
Nice to meet you. Just wondering who I can talk to in order to do this. By the way, who's the person?
Well, what you'll do is, just feel free to contact me.
Okay, perfect.
I know some financial professionals who report presentations.
Okay, excellent. Because
You just send me an email.
perfect. Because I read this about a decade ago, but then I haven't done anything in my so I need to do something like
Procrastination is the enemy of
that. Perfect. So just email you, and then I'll be able to talk to somebody. It's Dave, D-E-I-G. It's a fight full name, own Dave. Well, we'd be ready to go.
Not a problem.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. Perfect. Cool. Thank you.
I'm a huge fan. Hi. You're so much taller in person than I thought that you would be on screen to my height. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, I just had to tell you, I read your dad's book in high school, like the first year that it came out, 2002. Maybe 3. High school. And it totally changed my entire life. And so I had to just come and say, I mean, I know it wasn't you that wrote it, but like you carried on that legacy, and it's huge. I read it, I went and I got 2 part-time jobs, I saved up for a down payment, I got my first house at 20 because of the book. Like entirely because of the book. I'm doing the Smith Maneuver now, and I've read the books. I have this weird tradition where on the first of the year, every year, I do my net worth calculation and I read the book. And so now I think I have it memorized. So when I said I was coming here, my husband was like, well, why? You could probably just like read the book without actually looking at the book. Yeah. He's like, but you've got it memorized. Yeah, but I just had to come and say like, wow,
Well, I'm
thank
so glad
you.
you did, because I think I only just got off.
time of.
I know.
in
I'm
Toronto.
waiting. I think I'm like your fifth fan or something.
Well, yeah, you were right up there. You were right up there.
I know. I'm waiting for that book. Like trying to be patient, and I read all your articles when you put them out and all of that. I just love it. I think it's amazing, and so many people are so freaked out by the idea of not paying it down. And my friends are now starting to get into like buying rom-coms, and I'm trying to explain like, no, you're not taking on more debt. It's just changing. But people are like getting that mindset to change. My book is so ratty and like falling apart now. I mean, it's old. But it's like I just had to come and say hi, and then of course I forgot it. I was gonna get you to sign it. And, will you be here next month?
Next month, no, I'll be in Italy. But the month after that,
that's amazing. Okay, well I'm coming back. Can I bring the book?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're going to announce, I assume, on Facebook when it's time to release your new book.
Yeah, via the newsletter, so I can get out to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.